You want to find that drive and focus that has you locked in and on fire every single day? My book, The Mirror Motivation, will do it for you. I bought a copy for you. You take care of the shipping. The book is free. Click the link down there. I got you.
DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. I was on YouTube today, actually. The day that I'm recording is not the day you're seeing it. And someone had left a comment and they said, they said a lot of things, but one of the things they said was, what qualifies you to be speaking on such and such subject? Doesn't even matter what the topic was, but that's what they said in the comment. And this is the topic that I want to talk about. A while ago, years back, I was talking to a friend of mine. She was a personal trainer. And she was like a local personal trainer. She didn't work in a gym or nothing like that, but she had clients at this building, that building, just random clients that she worked with. She'd go to their house or to the gym in their building, and she would train them, and then somebody would see her and she'd get another client. And this is what she did as her full-time job. She's a personal trainer. And I was talking to her about, she was talking about, I need some more clients, because sometimes when my clients go on vacation or something like that, then my money goes down, this and that. How can I have more clients and do more business? And I was giving her ideas, like ways that she could market and promote herself around the neighborhood just to get more clients, so where she had a more consistent situation going on. Maybe she could teach a group class or something like that. Ways that she could just get her name more known and do her training, because obviously she was good at it. She had all these clients and they were paying her money and they stayed with her long term, et cetera, et cetera. Just expands your business. And I gave her all these ideas to do so. And she resisted the ideas that I was giving her. And this is why she resisted. Not because they weren't good ideas. I know they were good ideas, because they're things that I've done myself in different spaces. But she said, well, I don't know if I should be doing that because I'm not, I don't have the qualifications. She's like, I don't have any certifications, because to be a personal trainer in like a gym or something, you got to have certain certifications and go to the class and whatever the hell they make you do when you want to be a personal trainer. I don't have certain certifications. I don't have a college degree. I don't have, she felt like she just didn't have the credentials next to her name to put herself out there. And she was feeling like, and this is what really the problem was. It wasn't really that. Usually when people say stuff like that, that's the good reason, but there's the real reason. That's the external reason, but the internal reason was she was thinking what other people might be thinking about her, even though nobody was thinking about her at all. Nobody was thinking about her, literally nobody. But she was thinking, oh, that's what they're gonna be thinking about me, because that's really what she was thinking about herself. That's the real thing that she was dealing with. And we went back and forth and we're talking about this, and she just kept resisting. But the whole point is, I'm giving you that story to tell you this, and to give you the answer that I gave to this woman in the YouTube comment who asked me what was my qualification to be speaking on a certain subject. Here's your qualification for anything in life. And generally speaking, not everything, but generally speaking, what qualifies you to do anything is the fact that you're doing it. That's it. The only thing that qualifies you to do anything, most things in life, generally speaking, is the fact that you're out there doing it. This woman who I just told you about, who was the personal trainer, she was like, well, I don't have the qualifications to, market, promote myself as this trainer. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You already got like 20 clients that you train. You've been training for years. They pay you money. You make a full-time living from this. What do you mean you're not qualified? You already are doing it. Of course you're qualified. She's like, well, I don't have the certifications, or I didn't go to school. I don't have this credential, this, that, and the third. I'm like, who the fuck cares? The people who are paying you money don't care. They didn't ask you for a certification. They're not going to stop working with you like, hey, miss, you've been training me for the last 3 years, but you know what? Now I just want to make sure you're certified before we keep training. No, nobody's going to ask you that, because nobody gives a fuck, because you're producing the result. Remember, in life, I say this all the time on my podcast. I say this all the time in video when I talk about these things. Life is a performance-based business. Performance-based, not certification-based, not credentials-based, not college degree-based, performance-based. Meaning, if you can perform, or you have already been performing, that is your qualification to do business and to expand your business. That's it. The reason that you go to college is so that you get better, supposedly, allegedly, is that you get better and more prepared to perform. And there are certain ways, depending on what you major in or what you're going to do for a living, that college will prepare you to perform. Colleges, the American colleges, educational system is set up to teach people to be basically factory workers. That's what the current educational system came about, because we needed factory workers to help rebuild America in times of an industrial revolution after the wars and things like that. But listen, we passed industrial revolution and the war is over. Well, most of them are over. We don't need people for that anymore, but we're still using the same system. But that's a different conversation for a different day. Your qualification for doing anything is doing it. So what qualifies me to write a book is the fact that I wrote a fucking book. What qualifies me to be on video talking about this? The fact that I turned the camera on and I'm putting this video out for people to watch it. What qualifies me to give a TED Talk? The fact that I gave one. What qualifies me to play pro ball? The fact that I signed a contract and started playing. That's your qualification. And I remember I was talking about this once in a room full, it was about 20 people in the room, and somebody asked me a question. I said this out loud, and a guy raised his hand and said, well, anybody just saying that they're qualified to do something just by doing it, that can be very dangerous. And I said, well, listen, the legal definition of an expert, a subject matter expert, you know what the legal definition is a person who knows more about a certain subject than anybody else in that room. So if it's 5 people in the room or 1 million people in the room, if you know more than everybody else in that room on a subject, you are legally the expert in the room by the letter of the law. Now, I know the reason why this guy was so adamant about saying it was dangerous. You want to know why? He was a lawyer. And a lawyer is one of the few areas in life where you must get a certain qualification on paper to do the thing. You can't practice law without passing a bar exam in a certain state, or to be a doctor in certain spaces, certain types of doctors. What I heard was a chiropractor doesn't have to technically get a doctorate degree, but doctors, you had to have that qualification. School teachers, I think, depending on the district or where you're at, you had to have certain qualifications or a certain paperwork that says you are qualified to do this thing. But most things in life, generally speaking, your qualification is based on the fact that you're out there fucking doing it. So all of you who are watching this video or listening to what I'm saying here, understand this. Your qualification will not come to you. Nobody's going to call you and say, hey, you're qualified for this now. You can do this right now. Something that I've been talking about with entrepreneurs a lot. Entrepreneurs don't want to raise their prices, or they'll complain about the fact they're not making enough money, even though they have clients, even though they have a steady business, but they complain they're not making enough money, or they feel like they're overworking themselves and not getting the returns that they want. And I say, well, you need to raise your prices. You can do the exact same work and make more money. Just raise your prices. But they don't want to raise their prices. Every time I talk to an entrepreneur about this, they push back. This is what they say. And if you're an entrepreneur, you probably said this, or freelancer, you said this. Well, what's my qualification? I haven't been around that long. There are other people who charge more than me, but they have way more qualifications. They wrote a book, they're more known, they do this, they do that. They just basically argue against themselves and say, I'm not good enough to raise my prices because I'm not qualified to do so. Here's the thing. You will never be qualified to do so until you do it. That's the point. You will never be qualified for anything until you fucking do it. And if you are unqualified for something, you will remain unqualified as long as you don't do the thing. So if you're charging $10 a session, we're just keeping the numbers simple, and you say you're not making enough money, even though you're working all day, then how about you start charging $20 a session? So you don't have that problem of not having enough money, but you're not qualified to do that. Okay, well, just stay unqualified and unhappy and keep making your $10. One or the other. And the thing is, this is the law of inertia, people. The law of inertia states that an object in motion will remain in motion. An object not in motion will remain not in motion until or unless acted upon by some external force. The external force for you to change your situation, to go from unqualified to qualified, is for you to do the thing, to take action. If you choose not to take action, you will remain in the state that you are already in, which is unqualified. That's the way that life works. That's the way the world works. Nobody is going to call you or knock on your door and give you permission to step your game up to another level. It's a choice that you must make. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.